questions to have you think more about your own life and think more intentionally. And just the whole point of this session is to take time out of your day, give yourself attention, and think about your own life, right? When we create habits like this, it can help us take a step back and identify actions that we can then take forward with us and put into our lives so that the next time we come back, we have more clarity. We can see progress in the direction that we want to go. And something I think a lot about is speed versus velocity. Now, the 21st century, everything is bombarding us, right? There's so much information coming at us, so much stimulation. It can cause stress and anxiety. How do we take control of our lives, right? And there's kind of that pressure and that just that stimulation to want to go fast all the time, right? And we have access to everything on our fingertips and watch every video and every song ever recorded, right? So instead of going fast, let's think about where we want to go so that we can take actions in that direction, right? So why don't we start off? We're going to do, this is actually day 19. This is the one I did this morning. So we'll do this one. Put it on speaker. Hopefully you can hear it.
Once again, find a comfortable posture.
So we'll just do this to start off.
And you might take a few deep breaths. And gently close your eyes. And let your mind come to rest on the sensation of sitting. And you might sit a little straighter than you were. It's interesting that the posture itself can aid or detract from your awareness. And now just bring your attention to the sensations of breathing. And see if you can be very attentive to what the mind is like the moment my voice intrudes. What is that first moment like? It catching you in a thing. Do you judge yourself in the next instant? Just become aware of that automaticity. How long does it take you to come back with a fresh sense of awareness? This really is a journey without a goal. The goal is simply to notice whatever is appearing in each moment, not to change it, not to improve it, not to get rid of it. Just notice whatever is happening all on its own. This might be the only period of your life during each day where you can truly give up any sense of struggle. As you sit here, feeling the sensations of the breath and the energy of your body, letting thoughts go, let it bring to mind something that you care deeply about, whom you have a very simple, uncomplicated relationship. This could be a friend or a colleague, someone you respect and admire, whom you have no grievances.
Okay.
And when you find that person, just picture him or her. Picture them truly happy. Picture all of what they're seeking in life being attained. Picture them healthy and consciously wish that for them. As you picture them in your mind, you might actually think the thoughts, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be peaceful. Use phrases like that or any others that come to you to direct this feeling of well-wishing. The Buddhist term is loving kindness, otherwise known as metta in Nepali. With love, which is just a desire for that person to be happy, free from suffering. Picture this person as clearly as you can. It might still be a vague image or a fleeting one, but just get a sense of who you're thinking of. Direct this feeling. May you be happy. See if you can connect emotionally with the fact that you really do want that person to. That is what you want. without reservation. And see if you can notice what that does to your mind. You might consciously put a smile in your mind and let this feeling of loving kindness to the last minute of the session. Take stock of
Recording right now, so I'll be right with you.
to concentrate on that feeling of loving kindness. The sense of expansiveness can grow to a point that is quite remarkable. But now for the last minute, just rest, keeping your mind wide open without making any effort at all. Well, so today I introduced a practice called metta.
All right, so that was 10 minutes of meditation. How did that feel? For me, it's a little hot. It's summer. It's hot. The AC on. Then we had a couple interruptions. First one was my roommate and then my friend, who we're gonna make salsa after this. As often how will it happen? Like I'll be doing this in the morning, and then there'll be, garbage trucks outside that are taking, um, the dumpsters, put them in the truck, and fire trucks and dogs barking. And I just try to focus, but also smile and laugh about it too. So, um, so we have about like 40 minutes now. Since this is the first one, I suppose we should start more long term. Something like that would be to visualize what your life is like 10 years from now. So think about your life 10 years from the age you're at right now and the year. And what does that look like, right? What are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? What does your day-to-day look like? Now, this is an exercise that I have done before, and then I've been working on. For me, what I'm looking to focus on right now is more so the details of that process, right? Now, the 10-year thing, that's like a popular question. It's very kind of abstract in a way. You're thinking about your life 10 years from now. What does it look like, right? And the answer could be anything. There's none of this stuff, there's no right or wrong answer. But what we want to do, I feel most people know kind of the direction that they want to go in, right? They know from a very young age what kind of life we want to live, who we want to be. The important thing with, say, sessions like this is kind of on a daily basis to put ourselves in a situation where we can think about our own life and check in if we are on that trajectory that we want to be on, right? With the decisions that we're making, the relationships that we have, and the actions that we're taking. Let's just like start off here. Writing about what we're grateful for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer. All right, 10 minutes has started. Now, if you're ever feeling stuck, if you're ever feeling kind of down and just lacking in energy, try this exercise. Just put aside 10 minutes and just write about what you're grateful for. Now I have this notebook. This is a notebook I journal in every day until it fills up, then I get a new one. But I also have a computer out here in case I wanted to use it and type it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. It's more of a distraction. So right now I'm just gonna write about things I'm grateful for. What am I grateful for right now, right? And hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioner. It's tough, like reflecting or meditating. And it's hard not to think how hot you are and how like sweaty your face is. Things like that. It is summer. So we're gonna have a summer question after this. Okay, ready, go. What are we grateful for? And this could be anything, right? Like anything you want. Turn this angle a little bit. Yeah, write about whatever you want. There's no right or wrong answers. It's something people don't really understand about life, is that there's no right or wrong answers. It's very contextual, and also life is gray. And in society, things communicate to you that it's black and white, but it's not. It's not like rigid like that. It's all just grayness. And one has to develop certainly the things that we're doing right here, you'll develop this ability, but the cognitive skills and understanding and like, having empathy to navigate the grayness of life, right? It's very easy to live within the bounds of black and white. But when we're trying to create a more, we have our communities, but when we're trying to work together with others, we need to kind of expand those boundaries and understand where other people are coming from. And that's where this grayness comes in, right? In our own experiences and perceptions, it might be black and white, but other people have different experiences and are coming from a different perspective. So it's really important. And that's long term what you'll be able to accomplish and be able to do regularly at any moment, is to navigate the grayness of life. All right. So hopefully that gave you some time to think about things you're grateful for. Does it feel good? It feels good to just take yourself out of yourself and just think about bigger things. Think about, and this is why we do these reflections too, is to understand it's not about us individually. It's about us together in the world and collaborating to create a brighter future for ourselves and everyone. Now, the metaphor I like using is all boats rise with the tide. So what we want to do collectively is raise the tide so that all of us individually in our own boats float. Now let's take another 10 minutes, a second, to, since it's the beginning of summer, I'm thinking let's visualize what life looks like 3 months from now. Summer's over. What will you have hoped to accomplish, achieve personally within these 3 months? All right, so we're looking at September, right? Like mid to late September. Where do you kind of want your life to be? What things would you be proud of doing? Now, I think it's kind of a westernized American, definitely American kind of way to think about what did I get done, right? What did I produce? Visualize it more like what would you be proud of in the next 3 months? So let's phrase it that way. What in the next 3 months, when you're reflecting on your life, would you be proud to have done in the last 3 months as an aggregate? Okay, it's 10 minutes. Three months from now, what do you hope you will have achieved, experienced ish? Now, this is for you personally, right? So cater it towards that. And a lot of time during these reflection sessions, I know certainly during like my mornings, it's not just a matter of writing, it's thinking. It's taking a step back. I don't really expect you to be writing the entire 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes to just ponder, to think about things, right? You could think for 9 minutes and write for 1 minute. Because it's through these steps and these actions of thinking intentionally about a specific thing in our lives, right? So for this case, it's 3 months from now, what do we hope we have experienced during that time or accomplished in our goals? You might not have the answers right away, but your mind is on that. Focus on that particular question that can help give us direction proceeding forward out of this. And think about why. Write about why. Why do you want to feel this way in 3 months? Why do you hope to accomplish these things in 3 months? And that gets back to kind of that bigger question that we want to be thinking about, and that's visualizing ourselves in the future. With the quantum school, quantum is the smallest amount of anything. So this is the atoms of the universe, right? Everything is made up of atoms, and it's all a matter of how they're assembled that make them what they are, including ourselves. And so we want to, if it helps, think about life in that way. Visualize who we want to be. What do we want our life to be? And then take it all the way to the atomic level. And what are these small things, these small details to be doing, these habits that step by step we take creates the ultimate matter we want to create. Some interesting stuff, like that's how I got into physics, because there was this time, and this was like December 2021, and I'm crossing the street just out here. I'm in the city, and in the middle of the street, I just had this like sudden epiphany that I'm a different person. I am who I always imagined I would be. I'm living the dream that I had imagined years and years ago. And so by the time I'm on the other side of the street, I'm a different person living a different life, because a lot of it is all in our minds and our perception, and our experience is all determined by our mind. I didn't know how to explain it. How are you supposed to tell people, explain this to other people? How do you even explain it to yourself? There's kind of like a spiritual component of it where you can say, I had a spiritual experience. I had you know, something like that. But that's not really, um, that's not easy to communicate to other people and have it comprehensible. So I kind of wanted a scientific explanation for it, so that I could communicate this experience to other people. So then I started to get into physics, and with the podcast, started reaching out to physicists and people in the science community, technology, more so than before, and just kind of picking their brains about physics and concepts. And I started reading quantum theory, and then I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get what happens. I experienced this. It was more so like an awareness, like at one moment that I'm different, right? But I wasn't necessarily different in that moment compared to 10 minutes prior to it. It was that awareness that throughout all this time, say the last, it would have been like 3 years, that I had been taking small steps every single day and pursuing curiosity and self development, personal exploration, that it assembled all these little decisions, all these little actions, added up and assembled what I envisioned. So it's pretty exciting. So those are the kind of steps, the things we want to be doing here, right? Being intentional, taking a step back, thinking about specific things about our life. Um, so that we can move forward and have those like transcendent moments. It's so special. It's so amazing. So that was that question. Let's now kind of take a step back, right? We know what we want to be feeling or have achieved. Let's think about how. Let's think about those small steps, small actions that we can take within the next 3 months to get to where we want to be. Now, we'll do this question and we'll have one last question after this. All right, so 10 minutes, go. I have to notice kind of in life that a lot of people are great at the visualization, but struggle with the question, how, what, how do we do that? What steps do we take, right? That's kind of like the camp I'm into right now. Or kind of me personally, I struggle with the how. So it's really challenging for me because there's a lot of confidence in the visualization and the imagination and dreaming and knowing, you know, and having infinite ideas. I have no problem with that, but I can struggle with the how. Like, what steps do we take? And I've gotten really good personally at that. And what I'm looking to do more so in my life is now, how do I do that more professionally in a way, you know? And kind of navigate that sphere a little bit more. And then there are people who are really good at like organization and the how. Like if there's an idea, like they know how to execute and get to that end goal. But then they struggle with the overall big picture or dreaming or imagination, kind of that bigger perspective. So taking the time to do these exercises helps both kind of types of people figure out solutions more to the issues that they're facing or things they want to work on. So So that was 10. Now let's do 5 minutes. What are you curious about right now? What do you want to learn more about right now? So write about what are you curious about and want to learn more about? All right. So that was around an hour-ish. And I hope this experience and just this time um, in the large scope of things, it was a small amount of time, but I hope that just setting aside this, 45 to an hour that we did today can kind of carve a habit in your life of just taking a step back, asking some basic questions about life, the future, and there'll be quite a bit more variety as we go on, but we'll do this every week and provide different questions for us to think about this stuff and our relationship um, to our dreams and our future, and also how to apply that collectively with the dreams we have together and the future we want to create. Um, some good stuff in here to work on, to think about, and I'm excited for us to do it again. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and let's just take small steps every day, right? Just assemble the atoms how we want them to become, and then poof, then we're living in the new. So thanks for setting this time aside, and thanks for being here and the effort you're making in your life